Welcome back to Cards and Comics, guys. I have another 90s box break, and it's something I've never, ever opened as a kid. I didn't even know this set existed until I started doing research on how many card sets there were in the 90s. And on Baseball Cardpedia, this came up. And I started reading about it because I was just interested in what Cardtoons was. And it came out that this set was issued in 93. Well, was supposed to be issued in 93, but didn't come out to 94. It was a part of a 7-year lawsuit from the Major League Baseball Players Association, because this is a parody set. This is 95 cards and some inserts from a company that basically was making fun of Major League Baseball players, and they didn't like it, and they didn't pay, I guess, for their license to the names and the likenesses of the players. So they sued, and they actually lost. It's very interesting. The other thing that's interesting about the set is there's a few cards of some players that are kind of cool. One of them is Michael Jordan. There is a Michael Jordan card in this set that sells for like $10 or $15 on a good day. I don't know what a PSA 10 would sell for, but it's just one of those interesting cards. And when we get it, we'll see it. Hopefully we get one. And again, there's, I think 36 packs in a box, 8 cards per pack. You get inserts, you get, hopefully the full set. So we'll see if we can get the whole set together. We definitely want to look for the Jordan card. There's a really cool Bo Jackson card as well. So I think there are some interesting cards in this product. You know, you can see a combination of today's greatest stars with the sprinkling of yesterday's heroes. There's etched foil cards here. I mean, they're making fun of, I don't know who that is, but, it looks like E.T. There's definitely Mike Piazza there, I believe. So, again, it's not associated. It's not licensed. So, there you go. That's what the box looks like. Printed in the USA, made in the USA. There we go. My allergies are killing me, guys, so I'm sorry if I sniffle a bit. So here's what a pack of Cardtoons looks like. I don't know who this is. This Juan Gonzalez on the front here. And it's like a magicians. And this is another thing that's really interesting. I did not know about this. That it was from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I grew up in Oklahoma, so this would have been something that maybe I should have known more about as a kid, because I was still collecting in 93 pretty heavily, obviously, just to say the least. And I did not know there was a card company making parody cards from near my hometown in Oklahoma at this time. So I'm learning all kinds of things. So let's open it back. I could tell they're a little sticky. I do the little bend, and I could hear a little cracking or feel a little cracking. So let's see what happens here. Now, is there inserts? Let's see, where are the inserts here? So there is Bang Bucks foil. Stamped gives you a high dollar look at 20 of baseball's highest paid players. Politics and baseball. Political cartoonist Dave Simpson. Really hits the nail on the head. Foil etch subset. And Field of Greed puzzle set. So let's see what we get. First card. Alright. So the first card here looks like one of the, I don't know, like politics and baseball or big bang bucks. I'm not sure. But what it says here is S1, and I don't think it might just be the first card in the set. I don't know. It says Pledge of Allegiance, and then it has a little poem on the back about the money that the players are getting. So I'm not sure that's a card that just maybe a regular card. Yeah, I think it's just part of the set. So here is Cheapskates, throwing out the first contract. So it's got like kind of like a parody what a first contract should say. The following player, overpaid and lazy, hereby agrees to offer his services. Strikes out a lot, can't field a baseball. Okay. So that's basically just making... I can see why the MLB players was not very happy with this kind of a set. So here's our first look at a player. So this is looking like Mark McGuire, the Mark McBash. So, a little bit. Yeah, I could see that one. All right, here is Mike Pizzazz. So, he's a magician. Okay. Slick Willie. I'm not sure what Slick Willie is all about. Yeah, so it's just appoint a committee to study base closings and then shut down. So I think this is supposed to be maybe the president at this time, like Bill Clinton. Sorry, Clinton. This set's definitely got some stuff going on. Again, he Abbott. So I don't know. There. So this says Cranky's number 1. An updated version of it. Oh, who's on first? Okay. So a lot of stuff going on the set. Like, there's a lot of stuff. Then here is the first, like, kind of insert. So Jimmy Kiwi, Big Bang Bucks, $5. So there you go. Jimmy Kiwi. So, and that's actually a nice looking card. I mean, like, it's stamped foil. I mean, come on, this is 93, 94. We're not going to get, super fractors here. Kind of cool. And then here's the puzzle, like Field of Dreams, I think. Field of Greed. So they're kind of playing on that Field of Dreams. And you can see players coming out of the cornfield. So that's like the whole puzzle we're building. So that's first pack. Sorry it took a little bit long to get through it. It's just, it's not a normal set. This has definitely got an edge to it, and not normal, not what I would call a nice parody. This has definitely got some edge to it. Pete Harness. So there, I mean, some of the play on words, is kind of silly. So I mean, but someone's kind of mean. So it's mean spirited a little bit too. Matt Williams. Here's Scary Sheffield. So, like, that's kind of a funny, thing going on there. Rap Winfield. I'm not really sure on that one. Juan Gonzalez, our second magician motif in 2 packs. So they're kind of run out of ideas pretty quick. Kfax. So there's Sandy Koufax. And then here is a redemption card for 16 pocket or 16 vinyl 9 pocket pages. So you can get a whole binder here. And again, it goes to Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's very interesting. I almost want to talk to my dad to see if he remembers anyone who was actually making this card set. And the same puzzle piece we got before, if he remembers, because my dad used to be friends and go to the Tulsa baseball card store a lot when I first started collecting. And maybe they all knew each other. I mean, this could have been people that actually were part of the baseball card, Tulsa baseball card store, which was a big store, and unfortunately went out of business. So I think that's Jack Morse, or I'm trying to think which Jack they're trying to make fun of, because there was Jack McDowell as well. Let's see here. Here's John Kruk as Monster Truck. Let's Play Ball. So this is like kind of a fun little, not a player specific card. Here's Baloo's Brothers. So I think this is like Philip Baloo and his brothers, Moises Alou. It's kind of cool. Not bad artwork. Again, the artwork isn't really that bad. It's got a certain style, Lenny Dykstra, and it definitely fits the tone of the set. So from that perspective, I can't really say that they did a, like, you know, Garbage Pail Kids type thing. You know, like, this is definitely not terrible artwork. Like, this could have been a lot more phoned in. Like, come on. I mean, this is a non-licensed product. They did not have to try to go this hard. They went pretty hard on this set. I would say they were super edgy, like to the point where they got sued. And really didn't hold a lot of punches. And the parody is pretty rough. Okay, here is Kevin Happier. And again, not every card hits. But like this Frank and Thomas, like, I like that card. Like, I'm going to put this in my Frank Thomas set. Or my collection, because it's just kind of fun. It's kind of a cool card. Ryan Sandbox, some are more missing hits. Rob Quibble, Gruesome Tale. So this is Marquise Grissom. Kind of like that one. You know, kind of cool. Charlie Hayes. So again, Charlie Hayes, the player. And then here is Steve Saxophone. Another puzzle piece, which we've gotten 4 puzzle pieces, but only 2 different pieces of the puzzle. That's not going to get us where we need to go. We don't start picking the pace up on the puzzle pieces. All right. All right. Interesting. Toad Stottlemyre. I don't think he'd be happy with that artwork. Tim Wallet. Rambo. Now Canseco would definitely be happy with this artwork. Rambo Canseco. I think he would be very happy with that. Here's Harry Carey. Holy cow. Sprung. Video Nomo. I like that card. Pretty cool. We haven't hit. Oh, here is, I think, Ribbon Sierras. Siesta. Get it. And then, the same. It's not the same puzzle piece. Like, it's like we're seeing different legs here. Let's look. Okay, it's different legs. Okay, so 3rd puzzle piece. Now, I thought we would get more of these box cards, the baseball money, but it appears they're a little harder to get than I thought when I read the original odds. So that's cool. They're actually a little harder to get. Let's see here. Another Jim Abbott. All right, in our first Michael Jordan card. So this is the actual card that you see more often with a set. So it says just Air Jordan. Shows him kind of striking out. I'm not sure what the worm right here is for. But it's making a little swoosh pattern, which I like. And it's got, you know, the thing on his head there. So like the little kind of Nike swooshes. So overall, it's actually a really good likeness of Jordan from a parody perspective. Like that. So I'm going to put it in a sleeve because I like the card and I think it's kind of cool. Now, so we hit 1. And, you know, can we hit more than just this one? So there you go. That is the Air Jordan card. It's, again, to call it a hit, maybe generous. But it's going to be the best card we probably pull out of here, no matter what. Joe Crater. Jay Bellhop. So this is like an actual pirate, Jay Bell. So that's cool that we made it to the set. And again, another just a regular umpires convention. And the artwork on these is really nice. I like that a lot. So when they get into this just like non-player artwork, it's actually really good. Roberto Alamode, and then another baseball buck. So 5 million was that other one 5 million too? I must have not read it. Was it 5 million? Go back to it now. I thought it was $5. No, it's 5 million. So here is Tom Grapevine. So that's Glavin. So we got 2, and they were both $5 million. And here is more feet. Puzzle pieces. So I'm not loving my puzzle pieces so far because it seems like I keep getting the same ones over and over. But yeah, here is all the puzzle pieces, and then the one redemption we've got, and the money. So yeah, it is a very interesting product. So we're gonna, because there's 36 packs here, we're gonna go and do some multi-pack rips here in a little bit to speed it up, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna start hitting a lot of doubles. It's a double, so we've already hit some doubles. I was hoping to hit, I didn't look on the checklist. I was thinking there would be a Griffey in here, but we haven't hit one. We haven't hit the Bo Jackson. There's Jeff Bagwell. This is just, again, another Newt Gingrich and Bill Clinton. Oh my gosh. The political cartoon ones are interesting because it just, how far we've come since this time period, right? It's almost kind of like going back in time. Don Battingly, the Silly Fanatic, which again, that's kind of cool. Okay, here is another puzzle piece, which actually looks a lot better than the last puzzle pieces I've looked through. So that's no longer we're getting feet. A lot of feet puzzles. Now we're getting other stuff as part of the puzzle. So another Matt Williams, another Scary Sheffield, a rap. Here is a Juan Gonzalez. So we are pulling Sandy Koufax again. So this is, again, I think a whole entire doubles pack. Here is Robbie Thompson. So a little bit different card there. Greg Mad Dog. So that's kind of a cool one. It's interesting art, but still, you know, so it fits him. So I'm going to do 5 packs right now. And we'll see if we can get the Bo Jackson card, right? Or we can get another Jordan. This is a really crazy product. I've never would have thought it would be sort of this, I would say mean, but just like over the top. Because even Garbage Pail Kids are way over the top, but they don't go quite as direct, I think, with a lot of things. Like, you know, well, I could be wrong. I don't know every series. So, I mean, you can see their inspiration. You know, was something like Garbage Pail Kids, something that was designed to offend a little bit and get people to be a little upset. So, again, Sandberg, Dibble, Marquise Grissom. So we're seeing a lot of doubles. Charlie Hayes, Steve Saxophone, Snoozin' Ted and Tarzan Jane. So there's our first foil card, and they're kind of cool. Look at that. And it's Bobby Bonds, or Bobby Bonus. So this is Bobby Bonilla. So that was Bobby Bonds. I don't know why I thought that, but it's Bobby Bonilla, Bobby Bonus. There you go. And then there is puzzle piece, and then our second Jordan card. Look at that. And then right stuck to it to Joe Carter. So 2 Jordan cards in. I know everyone's very jealous of my massive Jordan collection I'm building right here. Hit me up if you want one of these cards, one of these Jordan cards. Leave some comments, and I will pick someone out of the comment section and send you a Jordan card from this set right here, because it's such a cool set. I will give away one of these precious Jordan cards, and they are not too shabby in terms of visual appeal. You can not look a gift horse in the mouth when it's a Jordan cool card from the 90s. Still a 90s card, guys. All right, Robin Adventure. So okay, like Indiana Jones. So here's some of the cards. Wild Pitch Mitch. Another puzzle piece, which I think that's a new one for us. Maybe we can build a puzzle. Hey Batter, I'm a fastball. No, I'm a curve. Derek Ventriloquist. Okay. Interesting. And this is our Griffey. So Ken Spiffy Jr., the MVP in his hair. So I guess we'll hold him as well. I didn't see this card in any of the previews or any of the research I was doing for this set. I never saw this card, so cool that we pulled it just because I didn't even know he existed. I didn't really go through the checklist 100%. I had seen the Jordan card. I'd seen the some of the other cards, so but that's cool. I think it's Deion Sanders. Yeah, Neon Peon Sanders. I'm not sure he would like that. Tommy Lasagna. So that's Tommy Lasorda. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that they didn't really make fun of Roberto Clemente. They were like, yeah, we can't really. Yeah, so we're not going to make fun of him. We're just calling him Roberto Clemente. And they put like a very, they just put some famous quotes on the back. I like that. I like that they were like, okay, there's certain people we just can't make fun of in baseball. And I think Roberto Clemente is one of them. Obviously, as a Pirate guy, it's a cool card. I'm going to throw him into my Pirates collection just because it's a cool card. Now I might be getting 5 of them. Who knows? But I'll put at least one of them up. So that's kind of cool. I never thought about that card. And here is Bob Newksbury. So Tewksbury's in the set. All right. So we'll go past some of these comments that we've seen before. Robin Hood Yount. So we haven't seen the Robin Yount yet. Out of the Park. Sure. Oh, this is Chan Ho Park. Sometimes I don't get the name right away. Lou Piniella. But sometimes I do. So sometimes a little slow. This is George Brett. Fred McGriff. Another puzzle piece. Again, here we go. The Turners. Roger Clemency. Okay. Interesting. Danny Martinez, the Professor. Cloud Johnson. So this is like Randy Johnson because he's so tall. Doug Drawback. So Drabeck, and he's already an Astro at this point, which is sucky for me. Daryl Raspberry. And then here is Dayglow Sabo. And that's a cool card. Now I have a friend of mine that's a huge Sabo fan. So I don't know if he has this card. I'm going to have to reach out to Russ and see if he has this card. I'm sure he does. But it's a pretty cool card. That's actually on the box. On the box art here. And again, another puzzle piece. All right, we'll do that again. That's pretty fun. Do 5 packs at a time. It's it's crazy. Like the 90s was a crazy time period for sets. Like, today I think cards are too serious today. That's gonna, like the amount of money we're paying for cards, new boxes, old boxes, whatever. You can't really, divorce the amount of money people spend with their enjoyment. I think they're tied almost, too much now, where you can't open a box for fun and be like, oh, I didn't get anything in that box, but it was fun to open. I think that those days are almost gone, where it's almost like you have to pull something or else you don't feel like you had fun. Whereas this product is a lot of fun, and it's a cheap rip. You can get these boxes pretty cheap. And if you just dig a little harder, so there is another Griffey card. I'll set him aside. There is another Foul Boggs. This is a Wade Boggs card. Another Deion Sanders. So I like the foil cards. They're kind of cool. Tommy Lasorda, another Roberto Clemente. So they definitely paid tribute to Mr. Clemente. The puzzle piece. Mustache. So this is again Pat Mustache. So Pat Listache. Another political cartoon. So there are redemptions in this product. We pulled one for some sheets. Here's Don Mattingly. Here's the parrot, or the Pete Rose, so Charlie Hustle. I've seen people actually have this card autographed before. Here's the actual checklist. And yeah, so there's like politics and baseball. So that's what we saw, something like the Slick Willie, Field of Greed, which I think is the puzzle set. There's 9 of those. Yeah, there's the baseball butt cards. There's a King Griffey Jr. on that. The Grand Slam etched foil cards. We've already got the Bobby Bonus and the Sabo. And then here is the Awards cards. And I believe you only could get those to redemption. That's kind of weird. But on this etched foil card, I think the Bo Jackson card is the one I was hoping to get. Because I don't think there is a Bo Jackson card in the base set. I'm looking through the set right now. I don't see one. Even though there's cards in here I don't think we've hit yet. Like the Ozzie Smith and the Dr. K, Doc Gooden card. So, but I don't see that card. So, we'll see if we get one. That would be cool. Another puzzle piece. Another Griffey card. So, another Deion Sanders. So we saw this pack before. Tommy Lasorda. Another Clemente card. Another puzzle piece. So, Robin Yount. So, if you're a collector, like a player collector, this is like, it's one of those sets that you may or may not be aware you have a card of your player in the set. There's Tom Clowning. This card is replaceable for the products listed below and subject to conditions over his card. Replaceable for a special 8-card foil subset entitled Cardtoons Annual Prize. And you get these guys. And I have never seen... So I looked on eBay to see if these cards exist. I don't think they exist. The No Ball Peace Prize. I think this was a redemption set for a set that I don't think exists. I couldn't find evidence that it existed. But maybe it does. I just didn't find it on, maybe just not selling on eBay recently. But I looked and I did not see any cards listed from that set. So, a little disappointed that it wouldn't be listed there. Here's a new card. Andres Colorado. Kind of, yeah. So there we go. Yeah, like, it's an interesting, also like how they chose their players. I think they, because they're like Tom Browning. There's players in the set that even back in the 90s are kind of like, not going to move them. They're not going to move the needle much on collecting. So they were in there for like just to have something that, you know, rhymes easily in the set. But yeah, I mean, you can very clearly, they were not shying away from the likeness of the player. Like, they really did not try to change their appearance so that it was hard to tell who it was. They are pretty accurate in their depictions of the player, so I will say that. Like, they did a good job on the art to make the players look actually, and a lot of, I mean, much better than a lot of licensed card sets at this time. Mitch Williams. There is another kind of art card. Dr. OK, I just mentioned that card. October. Reggie October. This is a card we haven't seen before, which is very cool. This card is one we haven't seen before. I'm not doing the wave. I'm going to be held by high prices, or these ticket prices. All right, there is Raging Tartable and a puzzle piece. Okay, Brent Butler, sorry. Here's Willie Mays, the Say What Kid. Dennis Excellency. Okay. So new cards. I haven't seen all these. The Baseball Strike. Still wants to be Lawyer. Raphael Bombast. Okay. Another puzzle piece. Tim Wallet. I think we saw maybe one of those earlier. Seiko, Harry Carey, Alan Trammell. I think that's anyone. And Alan Trampoline. So we're getting a lot of sets. I am confident we're getting a lot of set. And the puzzle piece, the exact same one we just got. Oops. I think it's Roger Clemens again. Dennis Martinez again. So I like the foil cards. Those are cool. Wish we get more of those. Daryl Strawberry. Andy Van Tyke. Oh, he's a little baby. Another pirate. So we got 2 pirates. Actually 3 if you consider Clemente. So 3 pirates repping here. Stamp the Man. So same usual. Kind of cool card. Another strike card. Yeah. Another puzzle card. So we're seeing some duplicates here. Tony Twin. Yeah. There is Babe Rush. So like a Rush Limbaugh, Babe Ruth combo card. I don't know how I feel about that. That's something. David Clone, and this is like a David Conehead card. That's $6 million. I think that's the first non-5. Another puzzle piece. So yeah, this set is kind of a little bit insane, honestly. If I was just gonna characterize it, it's a little unhinged, which I think they wanted, and they did accomplish that. I've seen other parody sets that were kind of bizarre, like where they didn't care, if someone was upset or not. Those are always kind of the best ones. But this one definitely, for having the likeness of actual real people in it, it's a little more unhinged than I expected, honestly. I did not think it would be quite as mean. I knew I saw some of the original, like I saw some of the kind of where they were really, this came after the strike years, the first big strike, then there was another strike. So it was kind of like right after the, players were probably making millions of dollars. Yeah, Canseco's big contract. So it's like, this is kind of like, it's still very innocent, because today it's gone, even further and further. But it was kind of the first real big pushback that these guys were making too much money and didn't care. And, like that. It was kind of the sentimentality for a lot of people was, like these guys are just, making too much money. Here's a new card. Will Clock. There's Ricky. There we go. Very happy to have Mr. Henderson. Ivan Rodriguez, so pretty cool. Chili Dog Davis. That's a Chili Davis reference. Another Frank Thomas card. There is our puzzle piece. Again, a lot of cards we've seen before. This is our first Ozzie Smith. So Ozzie Myth. Kind of cool. I like that card. Here is another redemption for a parody baseball phone card set. Each set includes 4 collectible usable phone cards. Each card contains 15 minutes of prepaid time. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here that you got redemptions for. This is kind of cool. But you had to send a check for $40. Okay, so it wasn't free. I didn't read the fine print. $40. Okay, so it's not as cool as I thought. I thought they were just giving stuff away. They're not giving stuff away. They were making money on this. Okay, all right. Now I get it. Now I get the grift. You can't just have things given away. You have to make money on it. And so there you go. Stan the Man. And then this is a new card because I remember seeing this in some photos. So some Mark Grace. I kind of like that. See, that's a cool Mark Grace card, honestly. Here's Kirby Puckett with the foil. Oh, yeah. That looks awesome. That looks awesome. They did a great job with the full cards. No lie, this set is so much better than, if this would have been a licensed normal set to where they toned it down a little bit and not be so snarky about, the players, where they could have been parody cards, but a little less snarky. And then maybe had, like instead of Albert Bell being a cow, like had the big parody cards along with some really like those foil cards that were really serious looking cards. They could have done this. This was a good attempt. For what it is, it's a good attempt at making something that's funny and also have some nice looking cards. It's hard balance, man. Like, think about that. How hard it is to pull something like that off. Charlie Puff. So this is a new card, Charlie Puff. David Justice. Ooh, this is cool. Ernie Banks, let's play 2. Mr. Cub. Mr. Club. Okay. So yeah, this is like a set, or at least a manufacturer. Like, they put a lot more time and effort into this than a lot of people put in cards today, honestly. And for what it is, there's a Vince Coleman, so that's cool. There's Raging Tartable. Mount Mick, so this is Mickey Mantle. They definitely kind of went for it, and I got to give them a lot of credit. There's Barry Bonds as Treasury Bonds. So yeah, and there is Home Run Hank. So yeah, like they definitely did not just mail this in. There's Frank Viola, Cal Rip Van Winkle, which is kind of cool. It's a cool play on Cal Ripken. So it's like, I'm always kind of amazed. That Pete Harnish card is it's just, look at that thing. Look at that card. Like, it is, David Cohn as a Conehead is pretty funny, but that is just beyond words what that card is. So yeah. So last part of the pack, we'll do all these together. It's just crazy. I mean, that mule card. I mean, I can't believe they did that. That's just crazy looking card. But it just shows you, like, they did not care. They were going for, as much funniness, parody as they could. And I think also it's hard to make every card funny, right? I think, like, there's a lot of duds, I will say that, in this set that don't hit. But some cards hit pretty darn good. Like the Jose Canseco Rambo card. I mean, yeah, I'm sure he loved that card. I'm sure he probably has the original art for that card somewhere. Like, he's like, I love that card. And there are some players on here who are like, oh my god, I hate my card. And obviously enough people hated it from the MLB Player Association because they did sue. But you can kind of see why. I mean, not having their permission, the likenesses on these cards are very, very good. So they can't claim that they were doing like 80% accurate type likenesses. This was, we're trying to get your full likeness on these cards. So I could see why they probably were upset. But in the end, I mean, it's a tiny little manufacturer. I'm sure this didn't make them hundreds of millions of dollars. I think this was one of those kind of fun sets that just kind of came and went, and very few people probably even remember the set today. For me, I didn't know about it till I really started researching other things, and so yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys have never opened this product. At least I've never, and if you did, you probably weren't like, thinking like, oh, this is if you could only open one product from the 90s, it's going to be Cardtoons. But I've opened tons worse. And these actually, Tom Grapevine, this might be some new cards. Is that Lee Smith? Yeah. New cards. Still getting new cards. So, Vince Coleman, Tartable, Mickey Mantle. We'll see if we get the whole... There's Darren Dalton. Then the Treasury Bonds, Homer and Hank, Frank Viola, Cal Ripken, Conehead, Mark Grace, Puzzle Piece, Will Clock, another Ricky Henderson, the Splendid Spinner, okay, Ted Williams, Ivan Rodriguez, Chili Dog Davis, E.T. McGee. That again, Willie McGee as E.T. That's Nightmare Fuel. That is a foil, so it's an insert, and it's just no words. Like, that card is like, Willie McGee is one of the ugliest players who've ever played, bar none. And to turn him into ET is so much. That's a lot. That's a lot for one card to do. I mean, you got Albert Bell as a cow, but cannot compare to Willie McGee as ET. So yeah, I mean, you got to just hand it, like, for anybody who says, like, well, this set didn't have anything, going on in it, and you could say to them confidently, it's got E.T. Willie McGee. And if you haven't seen E.T. Willie McGee, then have you really collected 90s cards? Because I can't say the straight face that you've experienced card collecting for the 90s unless you have an E.T. Willie McGee. Just gonna say that because that card is it is magnificent and horrifying all at the same time. So here is kind of, we hit a couple more. I think one more Griffey, and then I just pulled the Bonds and Griffey. Yeah, just because I like the cards. So one Griffey, two Griffies. I didn't pull the second. We got two of the Jordan base cards, and again, I'm giving away one. So put down in the comment section your vote for the craziest card in the whole set. My vote is E.T. Willie McGee, but you can have different takes. So I'm going to see if we can put the puzzle set together, because this is still a crazy thing going on. Puzzle. So again, this is my pick, E.T. Willie McGee. That is gonna haunt your dreams for people. See, like think about this. This is Kirby Puckett, and they did not do him dirty like they did Willie McGee. Like, Willie McGee's already an ugly guy, and they went and said, like, Willie McGee, we're gonna help you out. we're gonna find a way to make you look cool on this card, and they did not. See, there's the other King Griffey. So I'll keep that pulled out here. Yeah, I actually got 3 Griffies. Look at that. Here's a Chris Sabo. I love that card. That's such a cool card. Again, 10-cent cards can be cool if they look like this. Bobby Bonilla. And yeah, everything costs money. That costs money. Those vinyl cards. And here is the money. All right, so if we look at the baseball bucks, or the $1 million bucks, we got Jimmy Key for $5 million, Tom Grapevine for $5 million, Tartable for $5 million, and then we've got David Cohn for $6 million. That is our bucks. And then let's build. Hopefully we got all 9 cards here, but we will see. Here is 7, 8, 4, 8. Here's 6, 3, 5, 2, 1. I think I need 9. There's 9. So I think I got the set now. So here we go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm assuming it's going to be 3 by 3 by 3. So let's do this. 1, 2, 3. All right. 4, 5, 6. Oh. Pull back even further. There is the legs. We saw a lot of legs. All right. There is the legs. So there you go. That is our baseball puzzle. We did it. We built the puzzle. It looks great. And yeah. Again, simpler times, guys. Simpler times. You know, the thing that's crazy is Upper Deck still does stuff like this in hockey. So if you collect hockey, they put puzzle pieces together still to this day. That is the puzzle, and that's kind of it. That's kind of all the cards. That's everything we've got. There it is. So hopefully, a long video, but hopefully you had fun. I had a lot of fun along the way. And let me know, again, what your favorite card is, the most crazy card that's in the set. And I'll give you one of the Michael Jordan cards. I'll send it your way. And hopefully you had fun. I did. And I'll see you next time on Cards and Comics. Bye.